Yeah, the volume was off. Okay, BMW. So what you do is you've given the name to the car. Let's do one more thing. Let's give a color to the car as well. So what do you do? Press enter and say color equals. We're just doing the basic now. We'll see a bit advanced, but this is the basic. Give me a color. Which color? That's the black. Okay, so far you've defined the class and you've given two variables in it. Now write down these variables will be called attributes. So in OOP, these things are called attributes. Okay, this is step one in OOP. Step two is to make a object of the class. So write down step two is to make a object of the class. And the object is basically, come on quickly. And the object is basically a reflection of the car so that you can pick everything you need from the class and build the car. So the object that we make will just be a reflection of the car from which you can build the car. And this is how we do it. You give a name, let's call it C1 equals, say car, and open and close bracket. Say it again.
If let's say hypothetically you put at the car a small letter, it would be
no, yeah, it has to be the same.
The same?
Yeah, otherwise it would think about it as a different class.
Yeah,
so it has to be the same, yeah. So what this does is it makes a copy of your class inside C1. And then with the help of C1, you can pick whatever you need from your class. So write down how to pick something from a class now with the help of a object. Okay, so let's try to print the name of the car. So you say print. And then you say C1 dot name. So what this will do is C1 is a copy of this. C1 will go here and pick the name. So now if I run this, the answer will be BMW. Does that make sense? The basic. We created a class. We created a copy of the class, the object. And from the object, we picked the name from inside the class. Just make a note, objects are also called instances. So if you hear the word instances, you should know it's the same as the object.
If you want to do white color, you can change the name with that.
Yeah, so if you write color here, the output will be black. Black, whatever is saved inside, color. Okay, that's a good question. So Gursevak, tell me, I want to make a separate. Okay, let's make another object. You can make as many objects as you want. Make another object to print color. Right, pretty simple. Who wants to do it?
What?
Make another object to print color.
You don't mean another class, right?
No. So that's the thing. The class remains the same, and you build different things. C1 is one car. C2 will be another car. C3 could be another car. So let's. Sorry.
Horsepower.
No. I'm saying build another object to print the color.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So who wants to do it?
You just need to change the name of the car.
No, I'm saying build another object to print the color. Who wants to do it? Yeah, let's just try. Very good. So you say C2 equals and car again. This creates a second object called C2. So you're building another car. And then you say print. Very good. Say C2 dot color. Now if I print this, if I run this, what should be the answer? But will the BMW run as well? Yes. So if I run this, the answer is both BMW and black. The basic makes sense. We build it a class, and then we build an object, and from the object we access the class. This is the basics of OOP. Now let's do a little bit advanced. So right on the next thing in OOP is called, let's call it constructor. Okay, this is the important bit. Write down for the constructor. You'd have to say DEF. Now, when did we use DEF before, if you remember? Yeah, define a what? Function. Very good. So the DEF is used to define a constructor as well. And write down the name of the constructor in Python is called underscore underscore. So you do underscore 2 times. And init. And underscore again.
What's init for?
Init is the name of the constructor used in Python.
Is it 2 spaces?
2 underscores.
Why is it 2?
They just build it that way. Just to keep it like unique. Okay, then open a bracket. Okay, and make a note. Inside the init function or the init constructor, you will have to say self as the first thing. And give a colon. Press enter. Now make a note. The constructor always runs when you run the class. So constructor is something which will always run. Make a note. So in the constructor, put something. Constructor is something which will always run when you run your program. So whatever you put inside the constructor, that will always run. So in here you can say start the car. or something like that. So when you run this program, automatically the message will be, you have started building the car. And now if I run this, you have to make an object though. Okay, without the object, it will not run. So make a note, you have to make the object for the self to run. Okay, now if I run this, what should be the output? Right, very good. So if I run this, look at this. Start the car, sorry. So even though you did not give a print command outside, whatever is inside the init will always run. Okay, when we practice, we'll see, but write down. Next thing. What is it? What is the question? No, because you may not have done the indentation. Okay, we'll check when we practice.
Okay, I put the C1 under the print function.
C1 should be outside. Okay, now make a note. For advanced programming, you will have to define the attributes inside the constructor. Once again, you will have to define the attributes inside the constructor. Let me check if we're recording. Okay, so now write down how to define the attributes inside the constructor. Okay, so after the self, you'll have to put a comma. And give the name of the attribute. What was the attribute you gave before? So you say name here. Yeah, and then you'll have to say self dot name equals name. This is how you define the attribute inside the constructor. You say the name here and then self dot name equals name. Yeah.
What is it self
So-
specifically?
So self is basically, it's telling you that whatever object you make it the same as the class. That's what the self does.
You need to put it inside the class.
The self here
Yes.
is basically a copy of your object, or the object is the copy of the self.
Okay.
With the help of the self, we will use the object to give values to the attributes. We'll see in a bit. So the self is basically the same thing as your object, which is connecting the class to your object. Okay, then how to give the value to the attribute. We define the attribute. Now, how do you give the value to the? Come on, quickly. Okay, so now the name of the car you will give inside your object. Okay, so in double quotes, you can say another car, say Mercedes. Then if you print c1.name, what will be the output? Right, so the name attribute gets the value from your object, because with the help of the self, the object and the constructor have become the same. Now if I run this, look at this, the output is the value you gave here. Does that make sense? Okay, similarly, somebody give color as well. I want to give color as well. Who wants to do it?
So you put name dot color, comma color.
But before that, what do you do?
Pardon?
Before that, what do you do?
In the define inner function, we put comma color.
So you say comma color here.
Then you say self dot name.
No. So you say,
Self dot color.
yeah, so you say self dot color equals color.
So you also put the dot comma and then the color of the color with milk.
So if you want, you can make this a color red. You can try both together. And then you can say here C1 dot, not name color, you get rid of name. Okay, now if I run this, what should be the output?
Right. Start the call. Right. Huh? No, the menu would be start the call and that's the output. For some reason, this is not working.
What is the error here?
Maybe missing column one. See one position one, right? Missing one record position one. One record. Column.
Now, since this has two attributes over here, also you have to pass. So it needs to be the same amount of attributes. So you'll have to say mark as well as mark comma red. Now if you run this, even though you haven't given the print for name, it's still saved in name.
So if I put C1 dot name color, then it will give you.
So you'll have to do C1 dot name and then comma C1 dot Now, if I run this,
Okay.
you get both Merck and red. Is it making sense, the basics?
Yes.
Okay, similarly, you can define an attribute which is called a class attribute. So whatever you define inside the constructor will be called an object attribute. It means with the help of an object, you can access it.
Can you repeat that?
So whatever is inside the constructor, those attributes are called object attributes. And they can be changed with the help of a object.
Repeat.
But if there are certain attributes you want to stay fixed, you define them outside of your constructor, and they will be called the class attribute. Once again, the attributes you define inside the constructor will be the object attribute, which can be changed. But you can also define an attribute outside of the constructor, just like we did before, and they will be called the class attribute. Whatever you define inside the constructor will be called the object attribute. And whatever you define outside of the constructor will be called the class attribute. So for example, if you're doing it for a single country, you can say country equals UK.
You said if it's outside, it would be called class attribute.
That's right.
And inside, it would be called object.
That's right. Because with the help of the object, you can change those attributes.
Can it also be dynamic attribute? Is that correct?
Say it again.
Dynamic.
Yeah, dynamic is the one inside which can be changed.
Oh, okay.
Something that can change is dynamic. Okay, now these are the attributes. It means these are the qualities of the car. The third thing is the methods in class. So write down the next topic. Methods. Okay, what do you understand by methods? Sorry? Ways? So the methods is what can the car do? Right? Qualities is attributes and methods is what can the car do? So now write down how to make methods in the class. Okay, make a note to make the method. Okay, listen. Don't talk. Okay, to make a method, you will also use def.
Define function.
Yeah, the define function to make a method. Okay, and then you will give a name of the method, say a car and accelerate. Yeah. And then you put the brackets.
No, after defining, there's no need to put any.
No. Methods are not fixed. You can give whatever name you want. But the constructor name is fixed. And also inside the methods, you will have to type in self. So the self connects everything together, basically. And then put a colon. And now whatever you want this method to do, you do it inside this. So let's print something. So if I say print, or car speed is whatever, right? 60 miles an hour. And then you can call this function the same way. So once you make an object, call the function, you'll have to say C1 dot accelerate. Accelerate, right? Okay, now if I run this, what should be the output? Yeah.
Car speed is 60 miles per hour.
Anything else?
Start the car.
No, we are not printing. So whatever is inside the constructor will run. Yeah, very good. Let's see. So if I run this, look at this. The car is started and it's going at 60 miles an hour. Now, what if you want to save the name of the car inside the function? Then what do? I want to save the name that you give here inside this function, right? So you've given Mark here. That name I want to save here. Yeah.
After the self, he puts a comma and write the name.
No, we're defining attributes in it.
What?
We're defining the attributes inside in it.
Oh, so we'll use it in it.
How do you save something inside a function? If you remember, what did we do? No, import was to import a module. So for example, if a function is doing 5 plus x plus y, how do you save something inside the function? The output. So if I say define sum x plus y, no, how did we save something inside a function? If you remember, we used the return. Write down. We used return.
You had no idea.
So to save the variable inside this, you'll have to say return self dot color. Sorry. So now if I run this, what will be the output? So let's try and print. If we print C1.accelerate now, the output is the name of the car, which is inside the function. Did that make sense? Look here, hold on. Did that make sense? We printed whatever was saved inside the function or the method. Okay, so we printed C1.accelerate. So what did it do? First, it printed the name of the car is, right? Because that's inside the function or the method. And then whatever was saved inside the function was printed, which was the color of the car, which was given here.
Okay. This is how you save a function?
This is how you save whatever you calculate inside the function or the method.
Method?
Yeah, method. Okay, so this was the basic. Now let's do an example. Let me stop recording.